Man, I've been listening to some of Lil Peep's music. Um, he got a couple good songs I like. I think one of them is called 16 Lines. Another song called White Wine. Another song, what's that shit called? Gym Class. And then he has a song with XXX called Falling Down. Those four songs are dope as hell, man. But he died from substance abuse. Substance abuse. The autopsy report founded cocaine, marijuana, fentanyl, and I think uh, ketamine, which is a opiate. He died from overdose. At 21. Um, I remember when he passed when I was like, I think I was in high school. No, I had just got out of no, I was in college, or I just dropped out of college. He died November 2017, and I think I dropped out of college in November. I forgot what day though, so probably like a little bit before I dropped out, maybe, or after. I don't know, but yeah, man. I I never really got I didn't know who he was until I saw that he died, and I tried listening to his music when I found out about it, and I wasn't really into it. But now, I'm still not a fan, but he does those four songs that I just mentioned are pretty dope. Um, but for some reason, when I was just you know, looking into his history, and just looking into his into how he passed and stuff like that, you know, for some reason something just popped up in my head, and you know it's just, this is what popped in my head, right? Where the fuck are we, man? you know I know I've asked this question multiple times, and we have to live life without getting this answer. Where are we? you know what is this existence? What is this? you know you know that's just very strange, just waking up one day and you're on this floating rock with all these random people, and you have to navigate through this world that you know nothing about. We're all lost children trying to find our way. Even your parents are lost children. Oh, that's my mom and my dad. They're lost children just like you. They were spawned in the planet the same way you were spawned here, and we trying to figure this shit out. What is this? You know, us humans, we've been spending multiple centuries trying to just figure out as much as we can. Oh, this is a heart. The heart does this. The brain does this. The fingers do this. The mouth does this. The blood does, like, we're trying to figure this shit out because we don't know what the fuck this stuff. But yes, we're learning things. I ain't gonna say that we know nothing. We are learning things as the time passes, but we still don't know what is this universe? What is this? How did all this get here? Right? You know, a lot of people say, "Why am I here?" You're here because it's in living species DNA to multiply. That's why you're here. But what created the first thing that multiplied? What created that? And why? You know, We all have a desire to multiply. So that's why we're here. But who created the first thing that multiplied? Why? It's just we'll never know. You know, that shit irritates me that we won't figure that out. It's like, man, bro. Damn. You know, it's very strange to me. It's just, man, bro. Who knows, man? We'll never know, man. Just like the fucking Tootsie Pop, the center of Tootsie Pop. The world will never know.